Welcome back to A Scottish Island a Day, brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald, and today we're heading to one of the most remote and rugged islands in the St Kilda archipelago, Boreray. Situated in the North Atlantic, Boreray is a wild, windswept island known for its dramatic cliffs, rich history, and unique wildlife. Though uninhabited today, the island's story stretches back thousands of years, offering a glimpse into a life shaped by isolation and the relentless forces of nature. Boreray is part of the UNESCO World Heritage listed St Kilda group, located roughly 66 kilometres or 41 miles northwest of North Uist. Covering around 77 hectares, the island's highest point, Mullach and Eyeline, rises to an impressive 384 metres, 1,260 feet, making it the smallest Scottish island to have a summit over 1,000 feet. Its steep cliffs and towering sea stacks create a dramatic, almost forbidding landscape, yet Boreray has always captured the imagination of those who have encountered it. To the north and west of Boreray stand two towering sea stacks, Stack and Armin and Stack Lee. Stack and Armin, the taller of the two, reaches 196 metres, 643 feet, while Stack Lee stands at 172 metres, 564 feet. These vertical pillars of rock are some of the most striking features of the island's geography, and they have played a significant role in the island's history as well. But what truly sets Boreray apart from many other remote islands is its history of human habitation, against all odds. Despite its unforgiving terrain, Boreray was once home to a small community. The remnants of Cleitian MacFaideen, a cleit village of small stone bothies, provide evidence of a time when people regularly travelled from the nearby island of Herta for fowling expeditions. These huts were used as shelters during trips to harvest seabirds and their eggs from the cliffs, a dangerous but essential task for survival in such remote areas. One of the more harrowing tales in Boreray's history dates back to 1727, when a smallpox outbreak on Herta led to 3 men and 8 boys being marooned on nearby Stack and Armin for nearly 9 months. They survived by living off seabirds until they were rescued the following year. This story is a testament to both the resourcefulness and the dangers faced by those living in the St Kilda archipelago. But Boreray's history stretches even further back. Archaeological discoveries in recent years have uncovered evidence of human settlement dating to the Iron Age, including ruins of what may be a wheelhouse and an associated field system. These findings suggest that a farming community once lived on the island, cultivating its steep slopes and eking out an existence in what must have been one of the most challenging environments imaginable. According to Ian Parker, a surveyor from the Royal Commission on the Ancient and Historical Monuments of Scotland, these discoveries give us a tantalising glimpse into the lives of those early inhabitants, whose ability to farm such inhospitable land is nothing short of remarkable. Local tradition also speaks of Taig Stalar, or the steward's house, a structure that may date back to the same period. It's said that this house was built by the Man of the Rocks, a figure who led a rebellion against the island's steward. Whether or not this tale is rooted in historical fact, it adds another layer to Boreray's mysterious past. The island's association with ancient Druidic practices is further hinted at by Macaulay's 1764 account, which describes 5 Druidic altars on the island, including a large stone circle near the Stalar house. In the more recent past, the island was owned by Clan MacLean of Ardgour, having been acquired by the clan around 1460 following a fateful game of draughts. The MacLeans retained control of Boreray for centuries, but by the early 19th century, the island was divided into crofts, and a small population grew. The census of 1841 recorded 181 inhabitants, though life on the island remained harsh. Overcultivation, the collapse of the kelp trade, and other economic challenges led to a steady population decline, and by 1925, the last islanders were evacuated. Despite being uninhabited for much of the 20th century, Boreray was never entirely forgotten. In 1931, the St Kilda Islands, including Boreray, were purchased by ornithologist John Crichton Stuart, 5th Marquess of Bute, and following his death, the islands were bequeathed to the National Trust for Scotland. Today, Boreray remains a part of the Trust's holdings, and though it no longer supports a human population, it plays a critical role as a wildlife haven. Boreray's cliffs are home to some of the largest colonies of seabirds in the North Atlantic. In 1959, a survey recorded over 45,000 pairs of gannets nesting on the island and its sea stacks. This makes Boreray one of the most important seabird colonies in Europe. Additionally, over 130 species of flowering plants have been documented on the island, and its steep cliffs provide refuge for one of the rarest breeds of sheep in the UK, the Boreray sheep, also known as the Boreray blackface. These hardy animals are descendants of sheep that once roamed the archipelago and are a living link to the island's agricultural past. Though few people have set foot on Boreray in recent times, the island remains a symbol of resilience and isolation. Its stark beauty and rich history continue to captivate all who learn about it. That wraps up today's journey to Boreray on A Scottish Island a Day. Join us next time as we explore another hidden gem in Scotland's island landscape. Until then, I'm Colin MacDonald signing off. Slán go foil.